Hi, welcome. Today is January 1st of 2025, and I really thought we could do a month ahead reading for January. Just put out the overall energy for the year for 2025, doing a quarterly breakdown, and now I thought it would be great to feel into what are the energies specific to January that we can tap into. And when I started thinking about it, all of this creative energy started coming up. And I don't know if you're all feeling it, but I think it makes so much sense as a great way to if you looked at the overall year reading, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description back to that one. It was like the arc of a lifetime from beginning of the year to the end of the year, finally ending in our truth, on our authenticity, and that spark. Like there was a card that said spark. And so I think ever since then it was like this feeling of, oh my God, we got to tap into our creative resource, whatever that is. So whether you consume it, produce it, a little of both, whatever that art or creativity is for you, I feel that big time right now. And so all last night into today, I was like, oh my God, I want to revisit some artists that I haven't tapped into for a while that made me feel that the feels, intensity of emotion, of spark. So I started listening to Laurie Anderson, Laurie Anderson, if you're not familiar with her. I love her so much, and I hadn't listened to her for a while. And so this morning I was like, yeah, this feels good. She is so avant-garde. And anyway, you gotta check her out if you're not familiar with her work, or if you are, get back to it right now. What a great start to the year to just feel into her creative magic. And then I thought, oh my God, I want to wear big earrings that I haven't worn in a long time. Now that I do body work, I am very minimalist when it comes to accessories and makeup and all the things. I don't do anything except throw the hair back so it doesn't get in the way. So I pulled out, it's hard to see these, but they are my most creative pair of earrings. There's another pair that I got at the same time, same place. In 2019, I just ejected out of the US, went on a solo travel journey across Eastern Europe, which I hadn't been to before, and it was calling me, and traveled for a month while I worked remotely. No one knew I was over there. I was like, they'll never know. I'll explore during the daytime hours there, which was nighttime here in the US, and I'll work at night, which is daytime here where my clients were. No one had a friggin' clue. It was amazing. I probably overexhausted myself by doing that, but I was fueled, And anyway, in Budapest, I walked down this little alley. Oh, after having some awesome food that had their paprika, what they're known for. Oh man, that was good. And I walked down the alley, and all these little artist vendors are selling their stuff. Oh, I wish I had this janky framed picture somebody made of a cat. It's in my massage studio. It was a cat. It was basically a toddler in an old-timey kid clothes standing in the middle of a brick cobblestone road with the head of a cat. It's my favorite thing. It's black and white. Who is this little kid? Oh, it's a cat. So anyway, another artist was selling these, and they're all mismatched, styles. And this one has a lion statue on it in black and white, and this one's just colorful art stuff. But anyway, and they're made out of this squishy puffy paint plastic feel, so they're super light. So anyway, I was really feeling into like, oh, I just want to be like, just fill up and put on stuff that feels creative to me. And then I dug out my Jean-Michel Jarre t-shirt. Like, look him up too if you're not familiar. He's like, I don't know, credited with like being one of the earliest, like, or best, or original earliest electronic music artists. He's in his 70s now. He's French. And this shirt, just like, I just love the way it fits. It's light. It's the best length. It's the best width. It seems like no matter weight I am, it still fits. So anyway, music, art, travel, whatever inspires you. I feel like January, I was like really feeling, I was like, wow, that's what the start of this year is. Like, get into what sparks you in that way. Even if you're not the one producing it, just feel inspired. That's the word, inspired. Because this year is going to take us on a healing journey. It's an awakening journey. And by the end of it, we fully know, oh my God, yeah, I'm back to who I know myself to be. And to start with that spark helps anchor in, like, keep coming back to that spark. What's your passion? Like, oh, an old artist, but new to me. Oh my God, I can't believe I've never run across her work before. I've heard her name, I've obviously seen her work, but it didn't really hit me in the way that it does now. And it all makes sense because, you know, my journey. Her name is Hilda af Klint, Sweden. And I look at her stuff now and I'm just like, bzz, right in there, bzz, right in there. And like, so Laurie Anderson, Jean-Michel Jarre, Hilda af Klint, creative earrings. Like, there's so much around. Like, I look around and I'm like, I just want to, this used to be my business office. And now it's just my little like hobby room. So I have like sewing stuff, painting stuff, that guitar I forgot how to play. Man, this thing looks really aggressive right now. It's like right up in my face. I'll work on that. I tried to put it out. I just can't get it out of the way. So just do what makes you feel creative. Yeah, take it all in. Okay, so enough of that. Before I started the video, I always do like a meditation prayer, you know, like whatever the message is for whoever wants to, needs to hear it, put it in front of them, and I'll try to get out of the way. Obviously I get in the way, but as far as the message goes, I always trust that whatever cards come out are the ones that are meant to be there. And then I love poetry and symbolism and like the power of alchemy and like bringing different things together and like what emerges. That's like, oh, gives me chills. Just like, that's my passion. So that's what I bring to it. It's like how spirit speaks through me is like maybe the interpretation of things when you bring multiple things together. Sometimes it's hard for me to just do one card and be like, what does it mean? It's got to have context, you know, for me. So what I'd like to do is start with, we're going to do a January reading, and I would love to start with these beauties that I got recently. I did the pendulum thing first, like when I first got these. That was one of my first videos where you keep splitting, or parsing the deck in halvesies, and then use your pendulum to say, is the message here or here, yes or no, until you get down to like one or a couple little cards. That was fun, but it took a long time. So what I'm going to do is forego the pendulum, as fun as that is. Highly recommend doing that, and I'm going to do it some more on my own, but let's ask Spirit, like, for January, what are the energies that we should really try? The words anchoring in keep coming to mind, and when I think, like, what do we want to anchor in January? Please show us, like, what would serve our greatest and highest good? Thank you. I just love this art. This is number 69. It is something. Ooh. I love all the different colors. Like, talk about art. That's why I wanted to start with like more of the symbolism cards, the oracle cards, and then we'll clarify with some tarot. That's beautiful. Okay. It looks like a figure who's like, the word expanding comes to mind. Obviously, I love that word. But it looks like water, fire, spirit with the gold and yellow colors. And the head is like boop, 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 like expanding into spirit and like psh, so much inspiration and like that creative spark of like divine inspiration. And like we still have our elements of fire and water here to support us. It's not like we want to be all here. It's like it feels very balanced with a lot of space to grow and flow. So let's just see what it says. 69. I'm still getting used to this book. Just passed it. Tough beginnings. Come on, January. Awakening. Told that this year, man, awakening from a dream or reality. The lines become obscured. Fleeting moments, glimpses of emptiness. I still exist. Oh man, through it all. Well, awakening is a crazy confusing journey for a lot of people, myself included. Like trying to get your footing. Lines become obscured. What's dream? What's reality? Oh, I got chills. Like there are times when I'm like, what is happening? Like dream, reality. Like I just want to be grounded. Like I want to be logical and grounded and like assured of things. And like, oh, and then you get in, like I got like sometimes into these phases of like, so now this is just how it is. Things just like, I just want like all the good parts of it, but no, I have to do the laundry. There's a book, I want to do a little video. It's called After the Ecstasy of the Laundry by Jack Kornfield. It's basically that story of like, you know, you go through these glimpses of awakening, unfolding, stripping off what no longer serves us, and then you raise your vibration. You get like some moments of ecstasy, pure bliss, joy, like realization. And then things have to settle down. You can't just stay out there like I mean, I guess you could do it if you want, but a lot of us come back to this place of like, okay, I'm an earth human. What am I supposed to be doing here on the earth realm while still keeping my head in the clouds a little? So it's a very confusing time, and I feel like this, like the dream reality, that's a tough beginning of awakening. And when we, in the year ahead reading, it was like, yeah, there's some stuff we're gonna have to look at before we get to like our authenticity, like knowing in our core who we are, and then that spark into now what do I do with this? Because now I'm anchored into it and it's stabilizing. This year I think we might see, for those of us who've been on the awakening journey, whatever that we want to call it, self-realization journey, this year I think starts to, at the end, stabilize. You know, the number 5, again, I talked about this in a audio journal on Patreon. It's like 5s are in numerology, which I'm just starting to learn about, like transformative years, change. Like the number 5 just means change as an umbrella meaning. So 2025 is a lot of change. There's a purpose for it, though. We are coming to know who we are. We're stripping off and we're trying to find our grounding. Remember the masks from that video? It was like, take off those masks, but try on new ones for fun and see what fits you as you try to know and remember who you are. I'm trying that myself. It's fun. It's weird. It's like you kind of throw people for a loop. here and there, and then you're like, I don't care, I am living my best life. You can think I'm weird. Anyway, so that's what this is, I feel like, is saying when it says tough beginnings. It's like awakening from a dream or reality, and the lines become obscured, fleeting moments, glimpses of emptiness. Oh, those glimpses of emptiness are like awesome but scary. And then to say, I still exist. There's a me behind the me behind the me.